She was the woman Hollywood tried to control but never could. She wore things that made studio bosses sweat, said things that made reporters drop their pens, and lived her life in a way that shocked the whole country. And there are photos from her career that prove she was never afraid to push every single limit placed in front of her. Today, we are talking about Mamie Van Doren, the boldest blonde Hollywood ever tried to tame. And trust me, you want to stay until the very end because the story gets wilder the further we go. Mamie Van Doren was not just a pretty face, she was a force. She came up during a time when the big movie studios told their actresses exactly what to wear, what to say, who to date, and how to smile for the camera. Most women went along with it because they had no choice. Mamie did not go along with anything. She wore outfits that were tighter, shorter, and more daring than anything the studios approved. She showed up to events in things that left very little to the imagination, and she did it with a big smile like she was fully aware of exactly what she was doing. The studios tried to market her as their answer to Marilyn Monroe, and while the comparison was meant to box her in, Mamie made it work for herself instead. She had the platinum blonde hair, the curves, and the confidence, but where Marilyn often came across as soft and dreamy, Mamie came across as someone who knew exactly what she was doing at all times. She was not playing a character, she was herself turned all the way up. The photos from her career tell a story that words can barely keep up with. There are shots of her in swimsuits that were considered outrageous for the time. There are red carpet photos where her outfits left audiences staring open-mouthed. And yes, there are the famous behind-the-scenes moments where the camera caught her in ways that were not exactly planned. One of the most talked about moments in her career involved a wardrobe situation where her outfit gave away a little more than she intended, and the photos from that moment spread fast. But here is what is interesting about Mamie. She never seemed embarrassed by any of it. She owned every moment, planned or not, and that made her even more magnetic to the public. She made movies that were considered scandalous. She sang on stage in outfits that made the front page of newspapers. She dated some of the most famous men of her era and was completely open about her personal life in a way that most women simply were not allowed to be back then. She was loud and fun and unapologetic, and the public loved her for it, even when the industry tried to hold her back. What is remarkable is that Mamie never stopped. She kept performing, kept posing, kept living loudly even as the years went on and the industry moved to the next big thing. She became a symbol for women who refused to shrink themselves to make other people comfortable. She was the woman in the room who took up space and dared anyone to tell her to move. Looking back at her photos today, you see something beyond the bold outfits and the daring poses. You see a woman who was completely in control of her own image at a time when that was almost impossible for women in Hollywood to be. Every photo, every outfit, every raised eyebrow at the camera was a choice she made for herself, and the photos that caught her off guard, the ones she did not plan, even those somehow fit perfectly with the woman she was: fearless, fun, impossible to ignore. Mamie Van Doren is one of those names that deserves to be remembered, not just as a Hollywood symbol from another era, but as a woman who decided she was going to live exactly on her own terms and let the cameras catch every bit of it. If you enjoyed learning about Mamie Van Doren and the wild, bold life she lived, give this video a like right now. Leave a comment telling us which part surprised you the most. Share this with someone who loves old Hollywood stories, and subscribe so you never miss the next one. There are so many more incredible stories just like this one waiting for you.